I caught myself researching how to go viral on TikTok. All these millennials, Gen Z, they're all doing this, and I'm intrigued by it. I was studying the lighting, watching people point at floating words, considering transitions, and I thought, what kind of makeup should I have? Something more subtle, something dramatic. What about my hair? And what do I wear? And I don't even like TikTok. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I was thinking, why am I building a strategy for something I don't enjoy? It was one of those moments where you step outside yourself and think, what am I doing? And then, because apparently I was committed, I ordered a professional backdrop. The video on Amazon made it look so easy. Open the box, and it was a flat, soft sheet, and it had a 3-inch seam. So I could put the rod right through it. And I thought, this should be easy. It stands up beautifully. Maybe steam it a little. Voila, instant studio. But then it arrived this morning. Flat, no poles. There I was holding what is essentially a large decorative sheet, realizing I now need to supply my own infrastructure. It could have been a fitted sheet, and that's when I thought about, do I even want to stand here? So here's the funny thing that I just realized. I've been reading Redefine Wealth for Yourself, this book by Patrice Washington, and I was on page 139. You're never going to believe what it said. What you look forward to is not always what you get. When you become too attached to your expectations for how everything will be along the way, you lose sight of the bigger vision. That's like being attached to doing a viral TikTok video. Often expectations are unrealistic because they're based on nothing more than your desires or what you think you know about something you've never experienced. Exactly. Now, how ironic is that, that I was reading that at the same time I was thinking about going viral in TikTok. And once the package arrived, I opened it up and saw that, hey, it was just a flat sheet. It definitely wasn't what I expected. This wasn't about TikTok. It wasn't about the lighting. It wasn't about going viral. It was about momentum. Sometimes we get excited. I get excited. I say yes quickly. I start building, and somewhere in the middle, I realize this isn't actually aligned. I've made spontaneous decisions before. Anybody out there do that? Are you with me? Where are my people? I found myself standing somewhere thinking, how did I get here? The letter for this episode is O, and O in the VOICE method stands for opening. Opening is learning to pause before momentum locks you in. Opening doesn't mean blowing up your life. It means asking the honest question before you invest your energy. Let me ask you a question. Where are you adjusting your light for a room you don't love? Where are you building infrastructure before checking your desire? Where have you confused visibility with alignment? Just because you can stand somewhere doesn't mean you're meant to. Maybe the most powerful thing we can say isn't yes. Maybe it's wait. Pause before momentum locks you in. Because sometimes we build the set, adjust the lighting, and then realize, I don't even like TikTok. I don't even want to be on that stage. And maybe growth isn't pushing through anyway. Maybe sometimes it's simply return to sender. Thank goodness Amazon allows returns. And opening is giving yourself permission to ask the honest question before you commit your time, your energy, or your heart. Do I even want to stand here? Today's voice note. Opening begins with an honest question, preferably before you order the backdrop. Hi, so I'm heading out to return my package to Amazon, and I just want to say thank you so much for following Still Finding My Voice. After each episode, I do have a poll up, and I'd love your opinion and your thoughts. The last poll I had up was, what topics would you like to explore? And it was unanimous. You'd like to hear more about grief and joy and how they coexist. So the next couple of weeks, we'll cover that topic. And go ahead and follow me on Facebook at Still Finding My Voice, Facebook page, or on Instagram at Lynne, ST22. And go ahead and send me a message and connect. I'd love to chat with you and look forward to seeing you next time. And don't forget to stretch because it might be time for a high kick.